Hello, dear brothers and sisters in faith, I would say. But when I say in faith, it doesn't really mean members of one religion. It's just all those who believe in God. And this is, I guess, my testimony. Probably part one, because there should be part two. I'm still in expectation of what is going to happen. But I already got the promise from my God, and basically I already know it will be positive for me. That's for sure. Anyways, so this is how my story goes. This is all unscripted and unplanned, but I just felt like sharing. And also, I believe I kind of started getting messages from God, I guess, through videos that I'm watching from prophetic people. Probably that's the way of God communicating with me. And based on that, I would say He would want to use my experience as a testimony for many others. So currently I am, when it comes to my life, I am in my mental state. I am in a place where I would really love. I am actually gathering my strength back, or getting my strength back, mental, both mental and physical strength. And the only thing I want is actually peace. That was one of the reasons why I came to this place. I just, first of all, I love nature. I love spending time with in nature. It relaxes me, and I know it's a God blessings for us. So, what a perfect spot to share my testimony. I got terminated from my job a month ago. And the reason for my termination was a religious exemption. I asked for the religious exemption and I got approved, like kind of partially approved, but not really. Later on, my lawyer told me that it wasn't really approved because I just changed the hours of my work, but I was still working 8 hours per day, so nothing really major changed. And the major part of this religious exemption they didn't really approve, so it wasn't really approved. And then suddenly, even though I had a performance evaluation on my job at that time, just like 20 days before I got terminated, and it was positive, and my job performance overall in this role was positive. So just suddenly they just invited me for a meeting and they told me I am terminated. And that happened 10 days after I got this religious exemption, and I was still exercising this religious exemption. Well, actually, let's just be straightforward. I was fasting during the month of Ramadan. So, the thing is that when it comes to me accepting this shocking news, or really sudden news at this meeting that they invited me on, surprisingly, I was very, very calm, and I accepted it in a very extremely calm manner. And it was like I was already expecting this to happen, like since few months ago. And I guess that's the God communicating with me, because for some reason I was able to read their, you know, beyond their words and see their true faces, and simply sense that there's something going on, and actually I sensed that I will get terminated, or that they don't want me there, or that they are trying their best for me to quit. So I just accepted this very calmly, and even led by God's voice, or my internal intuition, and then the intuition, of course, is led by God. I felt a need that I should record the meeting. Actually, the meeting was supposed to be with my direct superior. It was already planned like a month ago, but for some reason I felt like I should, record this meeting. And I did. And on this meeting, I asked them twice. Oh, so what's the reason for me being terminated? And they said it's just a common reason, restructuring, rebudgeting, things like that. And I asked them twice, was the reason my job performance? Was everything okay with my job performance? And they confirmed twice that no, everything was fine. We were happy with your job performance. And even my superior told me that, oh, thank you for learning a lot from you during this time, and things like that. So again, after all this happened, they told me, oh, they expect me to leave right away. It's like, they acted towards me like I did something wrong, like I've stolen something, or like, I mean, they just expected me to leave right away, you know. So I just gathered a few of my things, like I didn't have many things there, and I just left. But then I was again guided by my internal intuition to to contact the lawyer and really bring up my case in front of them, and explain what happened, and see if that was really like, is there any case there? Did they do something wrong as an employer, and things like that? And the lawyer accepted my case, and the case is now uh, ongoing, and it's it's been 10 days since we submitted this. Basically, they have my ex-employer. They offered me a severance for, like, eh, 1 month severance, 1 month salary severance, in order to, sign that contract of confidentiality, and that they will not share anything about them on social media, and that I will basically not sue them. So I had the 21 day to decide on that, and during that time I contacted the lawyer, and uh, they took my case from there. But what I wanted to say, since I had that feeling since few months before that happened, that they don't really want me there, or something's going on, and that's the reason why I was recording that meeting. But also, I am a very private person, and I consider religion, or my belief, and my relationship with God very private. So this is not something, doesn't look like me. It's not me, really. I never did that in my whole life. That I've been working for more than 10 companies, and I was fasting all my life, but I've never asked for religious exemption. I just, did my own thing, and actually nobody knew, or if they've known, they just found out about it by accident, but I never told anybody about that, and I consider my relationship with God very private, and that's the reason because of that. But I felt, or my intuition told me, that I should ask for religious exemption from this employer. Um, and I did that. And 10 days afterwards, I got terminated in the middle of exercising of this religious right. So, in the meantime, uh, God has started revealing some things about my previous life to me, uh, like some major things that or major life struggles that I managed to win or go out of it as a winner. And this only happened because I had my faith in God, and I I had my faith in God, even though all those bad things, like awful things that probably a lot of people would commit suicide, happened to me during the last 20 years. But I guess that will be some other video on that. And I wouldn't really share anything about that publicly or about this. But among those messages that I started receiving from God, or through my intuition, or through the videos of other prophetic videos on YouTube, I've realized that I am God is going to use me and everything that has happened to me as a testimony of His grace and greatness. So, since I'm the one who's obeying God, this is what I'm doing today. Another thing that I would like to share with you is during this period when I started receiving this subliminal or messages, or intuition messages, or messages from God through these prophetic videos, He revealed to me many things from my past, but also He revealed uh, revealed to me what's going on with this latest past experience. And actually, I just watched a prophetic video of one prophetic person, and it was like, in these videos, the way I know it's for me, it's because she was really explaining my experience. It was like she was talking to me, because she was talking about my experience. And then she was talking in a way that, oh, I don't know who is this prophetic word for, but, and then when she started talking about it, it was, well, I could recognize myself in it. So what she said in her video is that I started working in this company, and my superior was very happy with me. And actually, when I started working in this company, they wanted me to do some tests, and one of the tests was really rigorous. And it's one of the tests when you do it online, and you just click on submit button, and it's sent to them immediately. So you don't really know what are the results or how you did it or something like that. Anyway, so I remember I did that test once, and I've submitted it. So I thought it's a done deal, I just did that, and let's see what happens. But after a few days, they sent the same test back to me. Actually, they sent me a link for a test. I thought it was some other test, but I got surprised when I saw it's the same test. Okay, I said, let me do this test now. I'll do it even better because I already kind of know the questions, and I will basically do the same thing as I did before. So I did that and I sent it back, and once I got employed, they asked me a couple of times, and it was really strange for me. For some reason, I didn't ask them back, like, why are you asking me this? But it was really a question mark above my head. I was wondering, like, why are they asking me this? They asked me, oh, so did you ever do this test before? And really, my superior, she asked me that like few times. I said, no. Maybe even if I did that for some other company, like that was at least 5 years ago. Okay, so I figured out that either, I mean, if I didn't do the test good, they wouldn't employ me. So obviously I did the test good. But looks like I did the test really more than good because, they kept asking me, oh, did you do that before? So, and then they sent the test again to me to really confirm that I was the one who did test or that I really have that knowledge. But anyways, so according to this prophetic, and she's also confirming the same thing that really happened. My superior was, from the very beginning, was praising herself like that she is very humanitarian person. She likes working in charities, and she is spending a lot of time in church, and she was like, she didn't say that once, like it's like almost she wanted to imprint this image of her into people's brains, like to for others to see her in that light. Anyways, I didn't share anything about me when she was there sharing that. I don't know whether she wanted me to open up about my religion or which religion I belong to or what I think about that or whatever. I just, I was indifferent about it. But when she was mentioning her parents, and when she was saying, oh, they were very religious and they raised her this or that way, um, and when she mentioned something good about them that really resonates with me, I did say, like, well, they meant well for you, these are your parents, and all they want for you is good. um, so what happened is that in the very beginning she was praising me a lot, and she even told me, that the position that I got, they tried within the company to find somebody within the company or from outside of the company who could do that. But and they tried with many people, and they failed. They said, "Oh, we cannot do this." And then I could do it, and she was basically praising me for that, and she was praising me for that among others as well. However, uh, as time was passing by, and I was just showcasing my personality, and really I'm a lifelong learner, and I wanted to learn more about the company in order to contribute more, and I wanted, not necessarily just to get a high salary, but also to increase my skills, knowledge, and to get more training and just that. So basically, it turned out that whatever task she gave me, I completed it successfully. And after some time, as this prophetic says, and it really resonates with my experience, she started feeling jealous because of kind of recognition that I was supposed to get from others or from leaders. And she started ignoring me and excluding me from the events. And even there was some event, I could simply feel that it was like something that it was a kind of setup for, in order to present me in the light that I'm not like team worker or helping others when needed. Basically, even giving me more responsibilities from other colleagues, which are not my responsibilities. I guess they wanted to, or she wanted to provoke me in that way. But, always stayed very calm and kind of in a submissive mode uh, in my relationship to her, because I could intuitively sense that uh, she is jealous of other people's success. It's just my feeling, and that others were also acting strange, like in front of her and me. They were not really, paying too much attention towards me or giving me any credit, even though I deserved it when it was in front of her. So I figured out that these people were in the company for, much longer than me, for years and years, maybe 10, 20 years, and they know her. So they know this part about her, that she is kind of envious of other people and that she needs to be first. So I got multiple um, confirmations from my intuition and from these prosthetic videos that I was watching, and it was simply God telling me that what happened to me, this job termination, was basically God's protection for me, because if I stayed there, many other um, more awful things would happen, and it would just got worse. Uh, so basically, what I've heard in this prophetic video is that she was carrying a spirit of soul, and and it was basically just jealousy and envy towards me, and she needed to stay in the first spot, and she mistreated me because of my calling, and then she got afraid from. I guess she got afraid by seeing the light of God in me, or God in me, or something like that. And oh, however, from other sources, I've also gained knowledge that that was just one of my life trainings. God sent me there for a training to learn something. And also, I received the message that this person is now under the judgment and that I should forgive her. I don't have really that issue with forgiving people, even though, I guess I went through that training, God's training, which lasted for 20, more than 20 years, probably 25 years. So, I mean, eventually I got there. It took me a while, but I got there. So, really, in another prophetic video that I've seen, the person, I mean, I could recognize my experience in this company through what they were telling me. So they told me basically that uh, she attempted to make people see me only in my shadow, or in my negative way, like because every person has some negative and positive aspects, so that when other people cross path with me, they see my, let's say, this negative side, and they reflect that back to me, which was really strange. But really, this is what happened to me. Like, I was passing by other colleagues, and I'm always very kind, and I always carry a smile on my face. And the reason for carrying a smile on my face, so when approaching others or when saying hello to them, is first of all because I genuinely feel that's good for building relationship with others. But second of all, it's because in my religion, which is Islam, it is considered to as a form of giving to others. Just like you give money, you give smile. So I was even acting like that towards them, and I was always saying hello. But some of them, they were not even saying hello, and they had some kind of dark cloud above their heads. Like when they look at me, they don't even say hello, or if they, it's almost like they don't really say hello, and their looks directed towards me with saying even more. It was negative. It's a negative look. So if it's something that this person did, like in form of witchcraft, or maybe by talking about me behind my back, because I know that must have happened. Not because I did something wrong, it's just because this is a part of this person's personality, because I was witness when she was talking behind the back of other persons. So let's just say it's part of her character. So I don't know if witchcraft can be done in this way when you talk behind people's backs. Probably it can. It can be because it affects people perceptions of others. Anyway, so since I would constantly get negative reaction from people without actually doing anything to them, this might have been the case. And then I took some notes about this, and I'll try to read it, but it's really long. I'll try. But there is this deepening going on with me, deeper surrender, and that person didn't expect that. So I guess this guides light within me. So, and this happened because this again God's message for me, because it wasn't meant to harm me. This was meant to make me. So it was part of the training as well. And as a result, that person is having to face their own shadows. And this energy that cannot go to me, I have stepped outside and allowed the Most High to shine the light on me. And whatever this person is doing to me, as opposed to doing return to sender, it almost became a witness me, God, witness me, shine your light on me. As this happened, I'm becoming translucent, transparent to myself and to people. And this person wanted to be inside of my body to cast that shadow they were refusing to work on into me. So when allow that light, that transparency from God to shine through me, it's almost like I become translucent, and right behind me is the person that is trying to hide behind my energy. So the way I understood this prophetic message is that, like, really I didn't do anything, I was just being myself, and it was God's revenge on this person, that God made me translucent so that these shadows just the shadows couldn't go through me or attach to myself. They were attaching to her because I was translucent and she was right behind me. So they didn't expect me to work on my shadows, to overcome my shadows like I did. They projected their weakness onto me, and now I have separated myself from that and living in parallel reality where all the decisions that would have benefited my higher self I have made. So basically, God did everything on my behalf. All the people that benefit my higher self are there. All the decisions that would have benefited me if I made those decisions before, that is the reality that I'm in now. It's like I don't exist in physical, I exist in spiritual. They tried that again, almost like using Leviathan spirits stepping into the people around me that have weakened aura, so that I can experience that person talking to me in this weird manipulative way, and that I would sink back into my shadow and that I would respond negatively. And those people, and I figured out that was my son. So they used people directly close to me, which was my son in this case, and which was really terrible experience. Um, so they used the people around me that wouldn't even know what is going on with me, because he is almost phased out, being phased out like something from the Matrix. So that when I respond negatively to him, it's like, what's going on? It's like they snap out, and he's being possessed by this person, by this entity for a very long time. So the entity has a host that can be used to inflict pain on other people, to keep people, I guess, in this state. There is a because in overall there is a great extension going on in the world generally, and this is the process. And I have seen it for what it is. Now I am in parallel reality where the grass is greener, as you can see. And whatever is going on in that reality, in that manipulative state of reduction, that's not my business anymore. By the time this purge completes, I will not recognize myself. I'll be embodied in beingness. There are still people who try to challenge me, entities that are only in transition phase that I'm supposed to be now. And they are supposed to ask me, are you sure? Are you sure? But anyways, so I'm in kind of a transitionary period, in a kind of parallel reality. And really, I really felt that, all these things that God was revealing to me, it's like really parallel reality. I'm still struggling to figure out, is this really real? Did this really happen to me in the last 25 years? I know what I went through, but really? I got a revelation. What was it? And I should congratulate myself because I won. Thanks God. I can only praise my God, because without his help, I could never do that. Anyways, so there's much about it, but I wouldn't really like to prolong this video. Maybe it was even boring for some of you, but maybe some of you will find a part or piece of yourself in this. Maybe you had similar experience. For some reason, it's really relevant for me to share this testimony with you. And this is part one. Part two will be what will happen with this proposed severance. Am I pronouncing it well? Severance agreement. And the case that is now with my lawyer. I got a message from God that this is all in God's hands, and I surrendered it, and all of my everything, all my decisions and everything to God. So of course I'm expecting the best, because I know God wishes all the best for me. Thank you for watching, and there will be a part 2 sometimes, I guess, very soon. God bless you.